Needed to get that article too that you got, right?
Okay.
You say you want to bring that out first, right?
The rest of that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is continuing the article of Mary of Bethzubah. It says, maddened by hunger, she took the infant at her breast and said to him, poor little mite, in war, famine, and civil strife, why should I keep you alive?
Yep.
With the Romans there is only slavery, and that only if alive when they come. But famine is for stalling slavery, for stalling slavery. It's like it says, and the partisans are crueler than either. Come, you must be for food for me.
She gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Better that she eats you. It'll stop you from suffering, and it'll stop me from suffering. I'm telling you, cannibalism is gonna be the answer for you people.
Yep.
It ain't the right answer, but that's gonna be the answer the conclusion you come to. How do I stop this baby from suffering and crying and whatever else it's doing? And how do I satisfy my stomach? Eat the baby.
You know, Jake, they gonna think of it. They gonna be like, well, it's actually doing two goods, you know, because if I eat the baby, I'm not gonna starve no more, and I take him out of his misery. You know, and Jake, dumb, you know.
And that was in the movie The Road, and that's why everybody was tripping when they saw that little boy. The man that had the little boy was like, the old man was like, I thought I seen an angel. He hadn't seen a kid in so long because it was killing them, eating the kids, man. The weak was getting eaten.
Is that the same one where they had all them people under the basement?
In the basement,
under the house?
Yeah.
What was that for? That was cannibalism.
Yeah.
They had killed a body.
Oh, what?
That's like, go ahead, bro.
The black woman is already committing cannibalism.
Oh, God.
You know how she's doing it? All them aborted fetuses that she's killing, the devils is taking them and putting it right in your Pepsi,
and
putting it in your McDonald's
makeup.
You know,
yeah, they
and
using
putting it in your flavor receptors.
Yep.
Okay.
God,
yeah.
A lot of those.
All them Jake babies that the black woman is killing is going right to your food supply, man.
Right.
So you there's cannibalism happening now, shit.
So you already gonna have a taste in your mouth for it.
Yeah.
You eating and wearing your babies. Cause they
think
do
the
put
black woman won't eat her kids, man.
Yeah, she hungry.
She stay hungry.
Hey, that's why I read that.
Yeah.
She gonna try to do it secretly. Like, ain't nobody paying attention. Where your baby go? I don't know. Somebody came and took it. Man, you ate that baby. You look full.
Yeah.
You're not hungry no more. It's a little bit more than this. It says, come, you must be food for me. To the partisans and the vengeance spirit, and to the world a tale. The only thing left to fill up the measure of Jewish misery, and in defiance to all natural feeling, she killed her son, then roasted him and ate one half, hiding the rest. So you know, when she was getting full, she realized what she did and hid the rest. She was like, oh shit, I just ate my son. Yeah.
And that's a cold spirit, man.
Yeah.
That's a real cold spirit, man. Because the natural instinct of a woman is really to be a protector, a nurturer, man. They're emotionally attached to their children.
Supposed to be.
You know, when they're in their right mind, but when you starving, you're not in your right mind.
Hey, in this time now, you look at all Tommy Sotomayor, man, is killing me, man. He's putting all of your acts out there. Like we going in on Esau, he's going in on you so-called black women. Because he's showing you that you women aren't attached to your children like that. Y'all don't have no natural affection for your children.
God, even if, because they not even hungry now, and look what they do. You know, you have the Jake women. They'll end up. It was one. I did a video on it. She had her baby in Walmart, and basically after she had him, she put him in a trash can and ran away. And there's multiple. I got cousins.
That's Brenda right there.
I had a cousin in my family. She had a baby, and basically after she had him, after she got him out the hospital, she put him on the steps of the firefighter station, the fire department station, and didn't tell nobody about it. So man, we know that you women ain't nothing. You women ain't nothing, you know, and y'all gonna get it back. You got that free, bro?
Lamentations 4:3. Even the sea monsters draw out of the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel. like the ostriches in the wilderness.
God, it says even the sea monsters draw out the breast. So even the octopuses, the sharks, they'll tend to their young ones. The octopus mother, she'll when she have her babies, because she has thousands or hundreds of thousands of babies when she's basically or about to give birth, she'll stay there until they're born, and that might end up in her dying because they'll get the nutrients off of her. So she'll die with her babies right by her side. But the women of our nation, they'll get their babies up. You know, they'll abort their babies quick. All these different instances of, like the brother said, Tommy Sotomayor put out a bunch of stuff about how these nigga women treat their babies. They don't care about them.
In the oven, throwing them in the pool, in the trash.
Yeah.
Leaving them in the car while they go to the club.
Lil Wayne concert.
Letting them smoke.
Yeah.
Letting them smoke.
Yeah. Giving them the blunt, passing them the blunt.
So they can calm down and stop crying.
And the Most High gonna fuck you black women up in these last days.
Right.
All you
He gonna get all you, man. And the other tribes too, man. The Hispanic woman, the Native American woman, y'all gonna get it too, man.
Because it's not the same as it was in the ancient days. Women wanted babies because they wanted to care for another, you know? It was like a family system.
It's part of a woman's spirit to naturally want to be a mother. That's what your work is, to put food back on the earth. When the commandment of be fruitful and multiply, that gave the woman a purpose upon the earth. But a bigger purpose, you know?
She wanted their man children, you know, to keep that lineage going. But now the relationship between a man and a woman, that's all destroyed. You know? A woman doesn't look up to a man.
She used to.
And now they having babies for what? To get extra money on their food stamp card, to get housing, whatever different government implementations, Section 8. That's what they having babies for now.
You get your tax when you get the taxes.
Depending on your taxes.
Depending on your taxes, man. That's your tax check right there.
Yep.
You look forward every year, and you know you're gonna use a little Tyrone for that shit, man. You know.
It's more it says almost immediately the rebels appeared after she hid her son. It says sniffing the unholy smell and threatened to kill her on the spot unless she revealed what she had prepared. Because they was hungry too. So they was like, what's this food? Show us the food that you just ate or that you just cooked. And they said if she didn't do it, they was gonna kill her. It says, as she uncovered what was left of the child, she offered them a share. They left her in horror, and the entire city could not stop thinking of this crime and abomination. When the news...
That's a baby. They didn't even eat it.
It says, when the news reached the Romans, some refused to believe, some were distressed, but on the most, the effect was to add enormously to their distaste of the enemy at hand.
The hatred toward the enemy. These damn cruel ass niggas, I'm about to just really go through and crush them now and made them hate you worse. And that's how the white man feels about you now. And when these other Gurkha troops and these troops from UN troops from across the world come over here and see how you act, and see up close how you think, they don't have no mercy on you.
And all of this famine and all these occurrences, these hardships took place. Why? Because the economy. You know, if you don't have a substance or if you don't have a steady amount of money coming in, then that's what it resorts to. It resorts to lawlessness. You know,
the steady unit of measure to exchange for goods. Then this is what happens.
Yeah, lawlessness takes place.
Really, that happens because the Most High is angry with Israel. All right. The Lord pours out his hot displeasure on Israel. That's exactly what he'll do, man. He get to tearing Jake ass up, man. You know, because our people, they constantly going off against the Most High, man. Committing adultery against them every day. Okay, lying. You know, like just Jake is just they're gone, man. You know.
Anytime you begin to what's that called, premeditate sin, and then I found this turtle dove, I found these little goats, whatever, I'm about to go do this sin now that I got an atonement for. Once I saw that, it was like, man, you niggas is out of control. I'm about to destroy you niggas, man. That's what he did to us. That's where we're at now today. 2/3 are still getting worse and worse. You want to go into that account right quick?
This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 24. And it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. All right. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 4 pieces of silver.
Man. Barter, man. Barter.
And 4 score, that's 80, I believe, right? Yep. All right, 4 pieces of silver, and the 4th part of a calf.
Hey, that's expensive. That's expensive. That's high price right there. 80 pieces of silver? That's expensive. What did they buy? A head? What did it say it was?
4 score pieces of silver and 4th part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Yeah, so that 80 pieces of silver was an ass's head.
Or an ass's head.
Yeah.
That's the scraps.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
That's
inflation.
hyperinflation.
That's hyperinflation.
Yeah.
Because what's going down in Venezuela right now?
Gone, bro.
A piece of chicken is 9,000 bolivars, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You gotta have
That's
stacks.
hyperinflation, brother.
Yeah.
You know.
And they clear them tools out.
Oh, bro, they ate the flamingos, they ate the aardvarks, the anteaters. They eating all different types of animals that people don't even usually eat. But that's when it comes down to when you're hungry, you eat anything. Like you said, a pigeon. You eat your neighbor dog. You eat your dog. If you eat your baby, you'll eat anything.
All right, verse 26. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my
son.
So we boiled my son and did eat him, and said,
Cook him up. Good water.
And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son.
Yep. I ain't eat my son, but she ate hers though.
Yeah.
Nasty ass. She ate hers though.
And our people, they really think that's far-fetched, man.
Gone,
Right.
bro.
All right, but just wait. When it's like Venezuela up here, you gonna see it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lord, there's nothing for the Lord to turn your America into that condition, man.
Gone.
Hey, they already about to cut your EBT off.
Yep.
So that's gonna start it. Then you're gonna have to take the chip. And if you don't, you starve. And then the
truck strikes.
Yeah.
Truck strikes. They're not there. Yeah. Once that.
Because the inflation.
Once the hyperinflation kicks off, they're not gonna be able to afford to keep putting that petrol.
I was just gonna say the petrol dollar completely collapses. They ain't buying no drums of oil to keep pushing them trucks.
Nope.
So the food, which you only have 3 days of it in your grocery stores, in your Walmarts or whatever, they're not gonna bring that in no more.
Gone. And that leaves you with whatever's in the store. So if they didn't stock and they on their 3rd day, you gotta go off of that. And people gonna stop paying, they just gonna start looting.
Yeah.
And Jake already get crazy on Black Friday, so imagine when it's something serious. That's just when sales going on. So
Last pieces of food.
Gone. Jake gonna start grabbing stuff that they ain't never ate. Vegetables. That's Jake gonna start grabbing vegetables. They gonna start grabbing everything. You know?
Well, they were showing in different cities down south when them hurricanes was coming. Jake was already hitting them stores, man. And they showed footage, from the news, and they were going to hit them different markets, and you see all them shelves empty. Nothing on them, no bread,
water,
no canned goods. You know, no chips, no none of that shit, man.
Every hurricane season in the South, it gets like that. When they hear something coming, they go through there and get all the water, they get all as much food as they can get.
Dry goods.
Yep, ice, and they try to make it away, as far away from where it's supposed to be as they can make it.
Yep.
But the stories get crazy. I couldn't live like that, man. I mean, some brothers live down there that got to deal with that, but that's not for me. Straight up.
Is that it on that in 2 Kings? Yeah, get was that 2nd Esdras?
Yeah.
15 about the lack of bread.
Okay. You want it?
The 2nd Esdras 15.
Where we left off. It was up here.
Yeah, 15. 2nd Esdras 15 and
Started
18.
17.
2nd Esdras 15 and 17. A man shall desire.
Started
2nd Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
we read this, but they all tie together. Well,
And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for
Checkpoints.
martial law.
You know, you run to this intersection. There's tanks patrolling there. They're gonna tell you, where you coming from. You know, let me see you got identification. You got your papers. You know, that's what's gonna happen, man. And if you on some list, hey, you know what? Matter of fact, come with us. Okay, it's gonna get real out here, man.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be arguing with them and shit, talking about your fucking rights and shit.
Right.
Because
They gonna say,
more
come with
science
us.
shit.
Or if you don't comply, they gonna fucking drag your ass out the car.
or just kill you.
Yeah, or just kill your ass, take your shit.
Yeah. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yep. People's homes getting broken into. You know, because they're trying to figure out, who got what. Especially if they already been, if your neighbors, if they already been seeing that you bringing hella shit into your crib, you know they plotting on you, man. Especially in that time. Okay. Oh, Mr. Jones, man, I've been seeing him. He always bringing stuff to the crib, man.
It's the big packages he always have.
he go to Costco every other week.
Man, he be bringing cases. He buy everything by the case, man. I know he got some shit in there.
Bolt.
You know? But you ain't gonna run up on Esau's house because he got cases of bullets.
Yep.
All right, he got cases of shells and shit ready for you niggas, man.
Yeah, you niggas gonna try to, man.
You
That's
know?
why you get the brace wars, man.
Yep. Go ahead.
This 19, it's like 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So that's what we headed into, man. Okay? And Trump is leading this place that much more further into the fucking hole, man, right into the ground. Okay? And it's starting right now economically.
That's right.
All right? And the fact that he's signing bills and not even understanding what the fuck he's signing, and it's costing more and more money, is further putting this place in debt. So what you think is going to happen to the economy? Okay, that's why those economists they stay giving warning, man. You know, you watched what's that, the X20? What's that? X22 report. Okay. You watch Gerald Salente, Mark Farber, all them different guys, man. They all tell you that the future for America economically is pretty much downhill, man.
But then they
Circling the drain already.
but
And I got that article too from the Balance, thebalance.com. The U.S. economy collapse. What will happen? How to prepare. It says if a U.S. economic collapse occurs, it will happen quickly. No one would predict it. That's because the signs of imminent failure are difficult to see.
And that's not true, because we are predicting it, because it's in the scriptures. You know, that's what the men on the highways and hedges are doing. They're out there in every major city in America and across the world, really, because you got brothers in every country telling you the downfall of America. So we are telling you.
You're pointing out the particulars.
And telling you how it's going to happen and the things that's going to lead up to it before it happens. You know, brothers are out there telling you that the U.S. dollar is going to fail. They telling you that famine's martial law and race riots is going to come. You know, but y'all not the ones listening. Everybody, the men of the Lord are hearkening into it. You know, and we're doing what we have to do spiritually in order to be sustained or stable in these days. So that part of the article isn't true, because we out here telling you every week.
I mean, but that's
for the masses,
yeah. But I mean, one way you can really tell is like what we've been saying. The nations are getting ready to leave off and dump the U.S. currency.
Yeah.
If they do that, it loses all its value. If it loses all its value, then it collapses.
In a fiat system, it's only the currency only works in a fiat system if everybody believes in it and still uses that system. Now that they're switching over to the yuan and different other currencies, cryptocurrencies and whatever else, there's no need for this fiat. Because those other ones are actually backed by something of value. So they have nothing to fall back on. Talking about this fiat currency, the petrodollar, the US dollar.
And can't you see inflation now as we speak?
Yeah.
Why are the gas prices? Why are the gas prices where they at right now?
If we still in gas,
yeah,
we in the Middle East still in gas and opium and whatever else, right? Why are the prices of this shit still going up? Because the money itself is worth less and less. That's why you need more of it to purchase, to make these regular old purchases. That's hyperinflation.
You go to the market, the grocery store, and a certain item that you buy that's normally a certain size. Notice how the size depreciates, while the price skyrockets. Mm-hmm. You know, so you're spending more for less.
Hey,
but they put it in they say it's a new bottle.
Yep.
New look, and then but the bottle is less fluid ounces.
Yeah, 3 ounces less all of a sudden. I was gonna say, if Walmart ain't rolling back like it used to, that happy little yellow face, they ain't rolling back like that no more. You know?
Yep.
For you everyday people that don't understand what we're talking about, you can see that they ain't them rollback faces no more though. Anyway, you got it?
Yeah, back in the article it says, for example, the U.S. economy almost collapsed on September 17th, 2008. That's the day the Reserve Primary Fund broke the buck. Panicked investors withdrew a record $140 billion from the money market accounts where businesses keep cash to fund day-to-day operations. If withdrawals had gone on for even a week, the entire economy would have halted. That meant trucks would stop rolling, grocery stores would run out of food, and businesses would shut down.
Yeah.
That means no jobs, food supply running out, right? The truck strikes.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the Federal Reserve Chairman and U.S. Treasury Secretary noticed the signal and knew what it meant. Ben Bernanke was a Great Depression scholar. Hank Paulson was a Wall Street veteran. Their bailout plan supplied enough cash to prevent a total collapse.
And the only reason it didn't collapse at that time was because the Most High didn't want it to collapse at that time. Not just because them, it's because it wasn't the time or the season for America to be completely shut down yet.
The elect wasn't sealed. Because the apostles got on YouTube, what, 2007, 2008, something like that? And, you know,
2007.
You know, and brothers didn't, you know, wasn't woken up, you know, from the different cities and states and other countries. We wasn't woken up yet, man.
That's right.
Well, a lot of them are woke now, though.
Yeah.
That's how you know we at the end now, because his word done reached the four corners now. And now we seeing all these prophecies lining up. It says, the 2008 financial crisis did plenty of damage, but it could have been much worse. Another example occurred during the Great Depression. On Thursday, October 24th, the 1929 stock market crash began. By Tuesday, the market had lost 25%. Many investors, lost their life savings that weekend.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen now, man. Yeah. A lot of you people that got your IRAs and your money in your bank account and shit, they gonna freeze that shit, your credit. They gonna freeze line of credit up, you know?
Yep. And y'all gonna riot because of that.
Yeah.
It says
and
the
people
Dow.
bugging out now from losing cryptocurrency, Bitcoin money.
It says the Dow didn't recover until 1954. That's how close the U.S. economy came to a real collapse and how vulnerable it is to another one.
Yep. That's a lock it. In the year 1906, J.P. Morgan bailed out America when they economy crashed, man. You know, so it's many instances that America been bailed out by the international bankers, and they gonna do it again, man.
And I was gonna say, I forget what year it was, but it was around that same time where they switched it over from a gold-backed system into a credit-based system.
I think that was 1970.
Yeah, it was something like that. So they didn't have to actually go in there and give them the money to bail it out. I said, no, just print more money.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do now, man. They're gonna crash this bitch, you know, and it's gonna be some hell, you know, when they crash it. But they gonna fucking pump money into the system, you know, and that's when your hyperinflation gonna start, you know, and people gonna be all happy and shit because, you know, the banks, you know, pumped a whole lot of money into America, paper currency, but when this hyperinflation kick in, that's when your problems gonna come again, man, you know, and when Venezuela happened, then, you know, when people start martial law and shit, that's when Esau gonna come down with his chip, man.
Because that money is only gonna be good for fire.
Yeah.
You know, for fuel for the fire, you know? Keep you
Toilet
warm,
paper.
or TP.
It's gonna be Weimar Germany, man. All over again.
It says, what will happen if the U.S. economy collapses? If the U.S. economy collapses, you would not have access to credit. Banks would close. Demand would outstrip supply of food, gas, and other necessities. If the collapse, imagine just like after they had those hurricanes. You see how packed them gas stations be? Cars, it looked like a parking garage, man, full of cars, just to get pump gas, man. That gas is gonna be a commodity, man. People with them little things that you fill them up with, gas cans. That's gonna come in handy in that day, man. It says, if the collapse affected local governments and utilities, then water and electricity will no longer be available. Wasn't that happening down there too in Venezuela? Where basically they had to watch the amount of water that they use, and women they couldn't really do their hair because they needed certain utensils to do it. They needed electricity to use
their cell phones. They 30 minutes a day or something crazy. 3 hours maybe to cook, eat, whatever. And that's if you have food. Charge the cell phone. You didn't have all day to do. You had a little while. Get it all done. You couldn't waste it on frivolous things like washing your hair and curling irons and all of that bull.
It says as people panic, they will revert to survival and self-defense modes.
That's the sedition among men. That dog eat dog mentality.
First, people are gonna be trying to band together, form little coups and stuff like that. Strengthen numbers. But after that, that's gonna go out the window, man. Everybody's gonna be an enemy. It says that was at second Ezra's, like people. They're gonna be friends are gonna be fighting like their enemies.
6 chapter.
It says the economy will return to a traditional economy where those who grow food barter for other services.
I got the Ezekiel, second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 24. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear of those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall not stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run.
Man. That's all it takes, man.
If you let me read up, matter of fact, because yeah, bro, I gotta read up. Damn, it's a cold ass book. That prophecies that Ezra got. I'm gonna start up at verse 20. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And that's what we're in now. These tokens are the prophecies that are starting to come to pass. How we can see the economy is about to collapse. We can see how the world's getting set up for martial law and World War III. We can see all of these things. The chariots signs showing that the Lord is starting to visit the earth again. We can see all the tokens that the prophecies of the Lord said, and it's starting to come true. And it makes our faith stronger because we believe. It says, verse 21, it says, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old. What's that called? Premature births?
Yeah.
It says, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So these cities is basically going to be empty and rural areas. Nobody's going to inhabit them because there's not going to be nothing in there. So people are going to start venturing out to the country and out to the rural areas looking for trees of fruits and looking for other food in other parts of the world. Animals that they can eat, chasing chickens and whatever else. They're going to try to go to the river so they can fish, and and everything's going to be gone. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound. When every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Yep. And then it goes back into
fear, man.
At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall not stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Yep.
You best believe me, when all this is going down, the prophets ain't gonna be nowhere in sight, man.
Yep.
Okay? They gonna be protected by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay? While you people are gonna be miserable out here.
Well, it says that next if I keep reading.
Come.
It says, verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world.
Yep.
It says, and the men that are, because at the time it's talking about the end of Esau's world, right?
Yep.
It says, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
And that's what's happening. All right? The truth, man. The truth is springing out. While this devil's going down, the spirit is pouring out, man, with this wisdom.
Yeah.
And that's how the elect are being woken throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Okay? So that's what it is, man. And those men, they're going to be sealed once they